So a few days ago, Rebel Wolves released a gameplay overview for the Blood of Dawnwalker, and I gotta say that I like it overall, but there are some red flags that we need to take a look at. And that's the focus of today's video. We're gonna go over the bad parts that we saw because there are some glaring issues with this game. But first, we're gonna go over a few things that I saw that was good about the game, because you know how people are. They're gonna accuse you of being a hater of the game, even though you've made like really good videos about the game so far, that you're a fan of the game, but it does, it doesn't matter. So let's do that real quick. One of the first things that popped out to me was like the first scene in the game where you see the scale of the world, you can see the mountains in the distance, you can see the lush environment, and then also when you hit the city, you can see the scale of all the buildings, how like small you are in comparison to them. Another really cool thing they're letting you do in the game is letting you fight Brinces and the vampires early on, as soon as mid-game. From what we can see, I'm hoping that they let you do that like literally right off the bat, like level 1, like noob, go fight the vampires and just destroy them. That would be so sick. So speed runners and people who like a challenge, they can rejoice. The best part of the gameplay overview was the swordplay. It was so good. Like, it was flowy, it had impact, the animations were good, and then on top of that, it has the gameplay mechanic of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where if you're getting attacked from above, you block from above. If you're getting attacked from below, you block from below. And there's many other like intricate things about that, but that is a great thing to have in the game. Like, I'm glad they added that. I was not expecting it to be a Kingdom Come Deliverance like combat experience, but it's going to be, and it honestly kind of looks a little bit more smoother than Kingdom Come Deliverance did. So I didn't play number 2, so maybe it's on par with that, but from what I remember of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, this is definitely a little bit more smooth than that was. Having said all that, now we gotta transition into the bad. The swordplay is great, but it gets ruined by the sudden interruption of the menu. What is this menu? Why do we have this menu out of nowhere? It's so jarring. We go from third person to first person into a menu, back to third person, to then get locked into an animation to then do the attack. Like, it's like look, then on top of all of that, the menu itself isn't really designed that well. It's almost like you're looking down the scope of a sniper. You darken that shaded area a little bit more, it would literally be that. Like, why? Like, I don't understand why this is the thing. Look, I'm not saying the animation is outright bad, but if you look at the scene where you chop the guy's head off, it's made to look worse than what it is because you're locked into that third person camera, where it could have just been a little bit more flowy instead of ungraceful, where you're holding a button instead of going into a menu to then do that attack. And if you thought that jarring, ungraceful, immersion-breaking menu was relegated to just combat, you're wrong. We saw it throughout the whole trailer. We even saw it to activate the feeding mechanic, when it could have been something more dynamic, where you sneak up behind the guy and you press a button to then go into the feeding mechanic and you stay in third person the whole time. Or you could, you don't even have to sneak up behind him, you could just go up to him and do it as well. Like, it doesn't need to be locked into this menu that goes from third person to first person and back to third person. The transitions aren't even good. It's like no point of doing that. It's immersion breaking. And for me, it gets worse with the boss fight. You know how just moments ago I was praising the swordplay? Well, it's opposite for the vampire claws ability weapon. There's no impact. Like, you're kind of just swiping at people, and it's not horrible, but it's not really what I thought it was going to be. Like, it's so not what I thought it was going to be. It was so underwhelming. I don't know if they need to add traces to the claws like Wolverine has from Marvel Rivals. I don't know, the claw animations are stiff. The fight with the soldiers was goofy because of how they died with the Ragdoll. Like, it was just too much. It was pretty comical. And it gets worse, dog. This fight with Xanthi is horrible. Like, I can't describe it any other way. How is this a boss fight? Like, the music wasn't even boss fight. At least with a boss fight, you're expecting insane background music, but the background music, in my opinion, was like something you would hear in The Witcher 3 when you're fighting a random mob in the middle of a field. Like, it wasn't it wasn't like something that you expected for when you're taking on one of the most powerful, with their words, one of the most powerful NPCs in the game. Speaking of sounds, the sounds from her blood whip weren't even like impactful. Like, it's just like they could be so much more. It's just lackluster. It's underwhelming. The animations have no weight or cool factor to them. The coolest part of her fight was her using that ability to restore her health by siphoning off the blood. I don't know, those were just my reflex. Let me know, do you agree that these are things to be concerned about? While they're not, you know, the end of the world and they can easily be fixed, it was just kind of shocking that such a experienced dev team would have such lackluster elements to their combat. I get that it was called a pre-beta, even though that just means pre-alpha. I wish that they delivered a little bit more on it, because the way I understood it is that everything was kind of going to be weighty, everything was going to have impact, so it just left me a little disappointed. Let me know if there were more red flags that I missed. Maybe there are, and maybe you can point some of those out in the comments below. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like, subscribe. Please go follow me over on Twitch. I plan on live streaming there sooner rather than later. If you need something else to watch, please click the video on screen now. But that's it for me, guys. My name is CozmicSaber, and I'll talk to you later.